Hey, what's up? How's it going? How's the audio? Can you hear me okay? Saturday night show and tell. Things that I got in the mail today that are going to be just nice, very nice. Looking forward to showing them to you, and maybe even starting some discussion regarding those things. So I just need to fire up a pipe first. I'm tempted to smoke it. That was so perfect. You know what? I am. That Bones. It's a Bones pipe from Chris Morgan. So I'm supposed to have on the channel, but some crap happened, and one thing led to another, and then he wasn't able to come on. There's a bunch of people I want on the channel. Chris Morgan is one. Johnny Noble is another guy that I really like out in Arizona. Has a company. Several other people. Some of my favorite shows are when I have guests, you know. So, yeah. Well, I'm not talking loud enough. I know that. Not yet, anyways. So if I'm talking louder, I'm sure you'll be able to hear me. And I don't have the bright light on yet because I have the door open in the shed. And bright light was wigging me out, you know. I have 3 tattoos. They each stand for my children. So, yeah. When we get to the magic number, I'll start the show. Until then, it's just chit chat. Just chit chat. Me getting to know you a little bit. That's it. No agenda, just show and tell tonight. Just some stuff that I have that I'll show you. Key lime pie. I wish I had some lime. I just made some like street beef, you know, like you buy skirt steaks and you cut it up, pound the crap out of it, throw it on the grill. I wish I had some lime that I could just cut in half and just squeezed over it. I love lime on grilled beef. It's crazy. Cut hair this morning and I was coaching men all afternoon. Hence, just a little bit tired. But you know, that ain't bad. That's not a bad thing. Being tired is not a bad thing. If you're tired from work, that's a virtue as far as I'm concerned. Reading will start up again next week, yeah. I never tried Villager Export cigars. No, never did. Never did. Ah, you went to check out the F100. Nice, huh? Flat tops look good on some people, yeah. Not on everybody. It's a stiff. It's kind of a stiff cut. Doesn't have a lot of personality. You know what I mean? I'm not crazy about it because it really doesn't. It doesn't. It's a simple cut. It's functional, but there's nothing fashionable about it. I don't think it literally, I don't think it accentuates a man's features. Although I've had flat tops myself when I was younger for many years, on and off. Yep. Tonight's drink is a total schizophrenic drink. See what's in this? It's like half the fruit I have in my refrigerator. I've got peaches, oranges, strawberries, blueberries, real cherries, maraschino cherries. What else? I forget. Grapes, whiskey, club soda, and bitters. So it's kind of like a dessert. And I have a skewer just because I'm going to be jabbing stuff and eating it. So this is also my dessert as well tonight. I had a steak tonight. I wish I could show pictures. Let me see if I can. Hold on. I can't. I don't think I can. Let me see. Broadcast information. No, I don't think I can. I wish I could post pictures here. That's the only thing this app doesn't do. Let's see. Audio, camera, guests, general. No, sorry. I'd show you what I made for dinner. It's so good. Oh my Lord. The only thing missing was the fresh lime, which I'm of the belief that you should always have fresh lime and fresh lemon in your house. Always. Just always, always, always. Coaching was good. Coaching takes a lot out of you. People think, like, when people go into coaching, they think they're just going to like talk to 8 people a day. That ain't happening. I'm wiped out after 2 or 3 people, 3 at the most. Honest to God, I'm wiped out after like 3 people. Wiped out because I give. Plus the fact when people come to me for coaching, I'm available for them around the clock. People have my phone number. People have my email. People ask me questions because, for instance, like the guys that I saw today, I'm going to see them again in 2 weeks. So, but if something comes up between now and 2 weeks, people don't see me just for like casual stuff. They see me because of there's some crises in their life. And that's one of the things that I specialized in for decades was crisis mitigation, crisis intervention. Not just like, well, should I go this way or that way? That to me, I can recommend coaches for people who need that kind of stuff. What I do is guys are at a hardcore crossroads, many of them life or death, rich or broke crossroads when they come to me. So I really, really work very intensely with my guys, and I take texts from them in the middle of the night. I'll talk somebody down at 11 at night. Literally, someone will wake me out of a sound sleep at 11 o'clock, and they could be crying or in crisis or something like that, and I talk them down. So I expect a lot out of them. They expect a lot of me, and I give 100%. So it's different than any other kind of coaching that I know that's available. And believe me, think about how many coaches I know. Just think about it. I do what none of them do. So I feel good about it. It'll be the death of me, but I feel good about it. Yeah. Yeah. So let me take a sip of this bad boy right here. This is some bourbon, cherries, grapes, strawberries, blueberries, peach, half a peach, maraschino cherries, and 2 orange slices, and some club soda. So I'm kind of psyched about this. And 1 ice cube, which isn't going to last very long because this thing is just loaded. Oh, that's beautiful. Such a beautiful. I was up late last night. I felt fairly shitty when I woke up this morning. I think I got, I'll tell you exactly how much sleep I got because I track my sleep. It's crazy. I actually, I got I got 6 hours and 40 minutes sleep last night. Not enough. I need 7 to 9 hours. So yeah, but it was pretty good last night. I was, pretty happy. I had to be to work this morning. That's the thing. I had to be to work at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow I don't have to be to work, but I am cutting a lady's hair at 7:30 tomorrow morning. So that's going to be no, 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 not. I'm sorry, not cutting, coloring. I'm coloring a lady's hair tomorrow morning at 7:30. So, friend of mine. So, but I am just gonna tear into my little tropical fruit. It's like a dessert. I just call it a dessert. Look at all the fruit in that. It's wonderful. Mm. I do like mead. Not a huge fan of it, but I do like it. Yeah, I do. All right, so time to eat the first piece of fruit, a cherry. Mm, pretty good. I did swear off color, except for my friends. I don't do it in the salon. So good memory about that. Good memory. Good memory. But I don't do it for a living. And tomorrow I'm not getting paid, so this is obviously a labor of love. In orange, throw that outside. Mm. Oh, that's good. I'm just gonna have the other one if you don't mind. Love this. Isn't it wild how the pattern of your teeth can perfectly bite into an orange? Like if I was high, I'd be like staring at this. I'd be like, amazing. Those days are over with. All right, who's texting? It's my daughter. Hold on. All right. So my daughter just texted me and said, "Remember when we went on vacation at a certain place?" I said, "Yes, I do remember." I just texted her back and I said, "I love you and I believe in you, sweetheart." Which means I'm going to get another text back at any moment. It'll be, "I love you too, Dad. But did you hear Kanye West's latest song?" I have I have a good relationship with my daughter. We talk music all the time, politics. She's very she's not cynical, she's sarcastic, which is a quality that I can't stand in women, but I think it's funny with her. Um, oh, there it is right there. There's the text. Hold on. I was right. She says, "I love you too, but do you remember when Taylor Swift used to do country music?" Oh, I she's so predictable in that way. She's so predictable. Oh, that is so funny. I love her so much. Oh my God, I love her so much. Love her so much. I could be just so happy just existing for my kids. They don't want me to exist for them though. So that's a good thing. All right, so this is a peach. Oh my Lord, that's so good. Hmm. And of course it all has a kind of a slight whiskey flavor to it, which isn't bad. A bourbon flavor. Sultan, are you in the Ben Salem area? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I'm probably about 45 minutes from Ben Salem. One of my best friends he's the top detective in the Ben Salem Police Department. So yeah. Oh, you had oxtail. Good. That's great. Yeah, I made some skirt steak tonight. I chopped it up and then I beat the crap out of it with a meat tenderizer, and I put a kind of like a soy sauce alternative on it. The Bragg's aminos, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, just swished it all around, and then I was going to put it on skewers, and then I just threw it on the grill, kind of like street food. Then green, I took zucchini and yellow squash, put it on the grill, and cut in half some jalapeno peppers and threw them on the grill. So this was totally kind of like South American street food tonight, and it was magnificent. Yes, I have. Ken, I do have AC in the house. I do. I'm not a huge fan of it. Not a huge, only because I just like air blowing on me. Like right now, I've got this little clip-on fan blowing on me. I'll show it to you. Like if you think I'm just here sweating, I have like this little fan, and it's got a clip on it. See? And I just clip it on the table in front of me, and it's good. And I have a Morel shirt on, which is a like a safari shirt. Like if you're in the desert or in the tropics, it's got zip up vents on the sides, zip up vent here. I can roll the sleeves up, and it's got like this kind of thing. Can you see that? Where it holds your rolled up sleeves, but it's really cool. Doesn't matter what the weather is, it's really cool. It's a nice shirt. I like it. And I'm wearing it with like brown shorts. It's a good look. And slip on Skechers. So my look for today was kind of like a how can I put it? My look for today was a I don't know, kind of like a safari kind of thing. I'll show you real quick. I don't know if you can see. Just like out, shirt hanging out, these color cargo shorts. They're like brown, like coffee colored cargo shorts. And I just feel cool. It's nice. And the slip-on Skechers, these badass things are so freaking comfortable, man. Oh, it's sick. These are just so crazy comfortable. I can't even begin to tell you. It's like I don't want to put anything else on. They're kind of like my Sperry's, except like these will last like 2 years. Like they're already about a year old. I will chuck them out because they start to look pretty shitty. Skechers look shitty after a year. You know, they're good like 1 year shoes, but my Sperry topsiders, they just get better and better looking every year. I love them. All right, what is the other one? Send texts. The manosphere is toxic. I pretty much believe. You know what? You know what my new word for the manosphere is? I made up a new word. I call it the men's development arena. And I like that word better than manosphere. Number one, manosphere sounds like a gay nightclub. It's a weird ass word. People use it in a weird way. So like, don't ever use the word manosphere. Just when you think manosphere, think shitheads. That's all. Hey, CJ, thanks for the super sticker. Just think shitheads that can't get along with people. That's what manosphere is equivalent to. When you think of men's development arena, it's men wanting to better themselves and do better. You know, and I like that. When you look at like manosphere material, it's men putting other men down. Who the fuck wants to do that? Who the fuck literally wants to spend video after video after video like putting other men down? I will never fucking do that. I will never fucking do that. I got involved in it for a while. I'm not doing it. It ain't gonna happen. And even the people they make a lot of the videos about, first of all, I know, personally know, they're on my phone right here. I have the numbers and texts of guys in the manosphere. All the guys you know, all the fucking guys that you watch, I know every single one. Every single one person. Every last one. Personally. Not just from YouTube, but we talk. And we talk a lot. And I would say 99% of them are good guys. 99% of them, when they press record, put on a Some of them put on a tough guy act. Some of them are like, rise and grind and like that kind of stuff. The reality is 99% are just really good guys. Really. Thanks, CJ. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, they're good guys. You name. But there's a few guys that just love hammering other guys. Disregard them, fuck them up, block the fuck out of them, report them. Just get rid of them. They're losers. You don't want to have anything like that in your life. They're a bunch of psychologically fucked up retards. They're people that literally, if I ever had to force a psychological evaluation on some of these guys, they would come up as being psychotic and dangerous. So so I was an insider, kind of like what's the word? I was a mole. I was an insider in the manosphere for a few years. And I can tell you, it's fucked up. It is completely fucked up. So, and the people that you have heard shit about, don't believe anything you hear. Seriously, don't believe anything you hear. Believe nothing. Believe nothing you hear. Nothing. Like a lot of people busting on Donovan Sharp and busting on his woman and all this stuff like that. Let me tell you about Cynthia, also known as Devin Sharp. When I see her, you know what she does? George, it's so good to see you. I'm like, Cynthia, it's so good to see you. And I shake her hand because I don't kiss other men's women's. I don't kiss another man's woman. I just don't do that. Maybe it might be like a side hug kind of thing. But it's so good to see you. How are you doing? What's going on? What's new in your life? Let's talk. And we have just a normal relationship. And the weekend that I spent with her as hostess of the CME, she was a lovely hostess. She's a pretty girl. Don't believe any bullshit. She's a pretty girl. She's a kind person. She's like the kind of, you ever go to like someone's house and they're like, hey, can I get you something to eat? Can I get you something to drink? That's how she is. She's very accommodating. She's a wonderful hostess. And, yeah. So don't believe a single word of what you hear. Please don't. Yeah. Am I boycotting this year's Manosphere convention? I'm not going. I'm not going. And that's just another topic for another day. And I won't be even talking about it. It's not even worth talking about. My thoughts are, if I want to do a handshake and someone insists on hugging me, I'm a human being and I meet people's needs. And if someone feels the need to hug, I will hug them. But there's a way to hug women. Let's get real. There's a way to hug women. And there's a way not to hug women. There's a way to hug a woman if she belongs to another man. I mean, my thing is this: is a handshake. When I meet a woman, I go like this. I don't go like I'm not. Men, listen to me. Give me your undivided attention. When you greet a woman, this is what you do. If you feel comfortable doing this, you don't shake her hand. You don't shake her hand like a business. You hold out your hand like this. She puts her hand on top like that. And then if you draw close, you kiss her on the cheek, but you don't even have to like really lips on skin. It can just be almost like cheek to cheek, and you make like that kissing sound. It's like that. Nice to meet you. And then you let go. And that's normal. That's normal. Hug stuff. I never do a full-on hug with a woman that wouldn't be my wife. I don't do that. What I do is a side hug, which means I will literally walk up beside, literally. I used to do kind of like one arm around the shoulder and do like like that with a woman. Instead, I will literally stand beside a woman, and I put my arm around her shoulder like this and pull her in. Nice to see you. And just like that. That's what I do. Okay. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example, and I don't know if Jennifer and Dale are watching. When I met Jennifer Molesky, Jennifer is a beautiful woman. She's a charismatic woman. And my God, what man would not want to hug her? seriously. And when she approached me, first time I met her, she says, George Bruno. And I go, Jennifer Molesky. And she walked up to me, and Dale was kind of like off on the side. I'm like, I'm careful about stuff like that. And before I went and wrapped my arms around her, I said, Dale, get over here. And I gave them both a hug. They both were in my arms, and I both hugged them and pulled them tight. That's what I did, which I feel was appropriate. And it showed Dale that I'm not out to play with his wife. What I'm there to do is to respect both of them and get to know them. I have a rule that I don't believe in private friends in relationships and marriages. I don't believe in that. My wife, I don't want my wife having side guy friends. The man needs to become a friend of the marriage, or he's not a friend. No private friends. The women who are in my life, if they don't become a friend of my wife, of the marriage, then I can let go of them. You understand? Okay. The reality is too, is that many of the women that I am friends with have had sex with. That's the other thing. What I'm not going to do is introduce a woman that I've slept with to my wife. I can say goodbye to that woman. It's not important that I keep former sexual partners in my life. I don't need that. Some people have asked me the question, can men and women be friends? And my answer is yes, after they've had sex. So nobody on YouTube is going to keep it as real and as practical as me. Can somebody say a friggin' amen for once? That's good. That's good. The light, yeah. People coming across as genuine. I will tell you that in the mornings when I do the daybreak show, I wish I was the Sultan. The Sultan, how Sultan talks very wise. I'm an older guy, I'm a wiser guy, but I'm certainly not the Sultan. And the Sultan was a nickname given to me in the hair industry many years ago. And I will tell you that the name has stuck. And I couldn't get rid of that name if I tried. So I've learned to accept it. And it's been fun. It's been fun. I joke around about it. And when the word came to my YouTube channel, it just kind of made sense. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started. But first, coffee. And it has branded me in a fun kind of way. And, and that's how I look at it. My journey from a young man and how I dealt with women. I do want you to call me the Sultan. Yes, I don't mind at all. And thank you, Susie Q from Texas. Thank you. I will tell you that this the path that I've been on, going from kind of like a playboy. Let me put it this way. I was a playboy kind of guy before YouTube even existed. Decades. And I can assure you that it's not a happy life. It's not a happy life. It's not a fulfilling life. And I struggled. My two natures struggled with it because I was a Christian, but holding that part of me back. So, and I suffered the consequences from it. I suffered the folly of bad decisions, one bad decision after another, including a marriage that didn't make it, suffered strained relationships with my children, that kind of thing. So I will tell you that living a godly life is so much more profitable. Don't be like me and wait around till you get old till you start taking things seriously. You know? So that's how I feel about things. That's how I feel about things. Psyched about this drink. The ice already melted, but I've got all this fruit in it, and it is magnificent. Holy cow. Gotta have another peach. I love peaches. Mm. Yeah. I've made the mistakes, guys and gals. I've made the mistakes. I've gone out with married women, separated women, divorced women. I was there was a time when a woman put me in her phone as uh, Lisa. So when she got a text from me and her husband said, "Who's that from?" She said, "Oh, it's from Lisa." Why would I not tell you that? Because it doesn't lead to, it could save you a lot of trouble. It could save you a lot of trouble. Yeah. Spending half my adult life as a flirt with women, just a big flirt all the time. It didn't matter if it like led to any action. Just being a flirt was not was not a very wasn't a very good thing. Yeah. The Italian Playboy billionaire I approved of his acts. Um, his name is Gianluca Vacchi. I like Gianluca Vacchi. He he went through a lot of women. He found a woman. They're in a committed relationship. They have a baby. And one of the things I won't do is I'm not going to put down other men. There's plenty of channels here, and you watch them. You watch those men. Why do you watch channels where men put down other men? Why do you do it? Right? It's our own hypocrisy. That's what happens. It's our own hypocrisy. So I could use another ice cube in this, but I'm actually doing it already. What else do I have in here that I could jab? There's cherries in here. Oh, there's a grape. Let me see if I can get that grape. The Quest. Uh, well, I got a cherry and a blueberry. What is my view of socialism and leftism? I don't like either. They don't serve human beings well, and God gets no glory at all from socialism or leftism. None whatsoever. That's another thing that puts men down. It's an economy of shortages. You are not going to hear the pros and Russell, you're not going to hear the pros and cons of content creators. They're only in the business of telling you how to live your life and telling you good things about themselves. You're not going to hear the ugly stories. You might get a little taste of the ugly stories, but you're not going to hear the ugly stories. Ain't going to happen. All right, so let me show you what I have. We'll show and tell tonight. All right. Got this in the mail yesterday. It's called Cut the Bullshit. It's by Coach EO, Everett Overton. He's in Chicago. Young man, started a channel, started following me. I invited him on the channel. I really like the guy. He's growing. He's blowing up. He's about 40 years old. He's a good fella. I really like him. I like the things that he has to say. He's not manosphere guy. He's a real dude. He's real. So he sent me this book. I'm going to read it. I'm going to go over it, and we're gonna talk about his book. Let's see, does he have a list of his chapters? All right, the chapters are not listed, but let's see here. Anyways, his whole thing is like champion game, and I believe you can get his book. His book is like a counseling session. It's like a coaching session. Coach EO, Cut the Bullshit, Your Guide to Living Your Authentic Self. So I will read that cover to cover and discuss it. I already know, because I like Coach EO, I already know that I'm going to recommend it to you. But I don't have the link up tonight, but I will have it up. Who else? Let's see. Where is it? Pardon me. My favorite book in the past month is called The Unplugged Alpha by Rich Cooper. Rich Cooper. Let's see. I don't know if you see him. I don't know if that's in focus or not. Unplugged Alpha by Rich Cooper. One of the, it's so funny. I see people like holding up books, and they're like, "Oh, I really love this book," and the book looks brand new. Like the pages aren't bent, pages aren't falling out. All right. When you look through my book, The Unplugged Alpha, what do you see? You see things underlined, highlighted, notes in the columns, stars, arrows, things like that. Proof that I read the damn thing. I know guys that have a shit ton of books. They might have read a chapter or two, if they're lucky, and then they start talking shit about it. Or they don't like the book because they don't like the person. Did you know it's actually okay to like a book, even if you don't like or get along with the person? Okay? Rich and I are not getting along right now. I hope that will change. I hope it will change. If it doesn't, then I'm at peace with it. But he wrote a great book. You'd be stupid not to get it. Okay? It's a good book. The Unplugged Alpha. The other book that I recently got in the mail is The Rational Male Religion. So I just got this book. Haven't read it. True to form, it's 400 pages. 400 pages. Even if you read a page a day, you'd get through the book, right? I'm not going to do that. I'll read probably 20 pages a day to get through it. But it's about religion, kind of like viewing religion through the red pill. Now, I know what angle he's coming from. I already know. I know him personally. I know where he's coming from. So I'm not going to be swayed in any way by this book. I will be informed. I will be educated as to the things that I'm not sure about. And I will add it to my greater body of knowledge. And guess what? These books right here, I know there's people watching this right now that can't stand Rollo, can't stand Rich, can't stand EO. But these three books right here are part of a cocktail of reading that I'm going through right now. Will it help develop my mindset? Will it influence me? For some of the things that I don't know, yes. For some of the things that I do know, It'll just kind of go in one ear and out the other. I have to read books a few times. And being the reader that I am, I read every single day, 7 days a week. I don't not read. There's not a day in my life that goes by where I don't read. I read everything. So, and I read most books 2 to 3 times, including the classics. So, long story short, I will be going through those books this summer. They will be done. By the time fall comes around, I will have read all of those books cover to cover, and as well as other books coming in. Obviously, Time Machine, I'm enjoying reading that to you. Other sci-fi books, I'm enjoying that. I just got The Meaning of Marriage, a study guide to help me look deeper into the principles of the book that's blowing my mind. Book that I love very much. Aha! Whoops! A grape. These things, you can't stab them very well. Oh, aha! A blueberry. Cherry. I already know 2 books that I'm writing right now. One is called Relationship Fasting. One is called Open to Marriage. And I know they're going to sell. Are they going to be bestsellers? I guess it all depends on how I market the book. Will they go viral? Possibly. I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Now, the show and tell part of the night. The show and tell part of the night. This is from, well, it feels like a belt. I did buy a Hank's belt the other day. Hank's belts are very expensive. They're guaranteed for 100 years. Let me turn this light on so I can find, so I can find my knife. So here's an opening of a Hank's belt. I'm interested in buying stuff like these Skechers that I have on. They're good for like a year or two at the most. What I apologize for being white. I don't apologize for anything in life, period. I don't think anybody should apologize for anything in life. Especially don't apologize for something you're born with. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. All right. This is a Hank's belt. Let's see. All right. I got the everyday belt. Hank's belt. Let's open this up. All right. That needs to be opened too. I try not to be too violent when opening things up in case I have to return it. That way it doesn't look stupid, like just tearing it open. Okay. This one's called the Everyday Belt, full grain steer hide leathers. Oh, man, look at this. Okay. This is an everyday black belt made with Chicago screws, not just studs. Interchangeable buckle. plain black belt. This is called their everyday belt. Right here. Very, very simple. The leather is pretty thick. I don't see that. Thick that. It's pretty long. And they said order a size above. So I'm almost a 34-inch waist, believe it or not. Can you believe that? My God. But they said order one size above. So I ordered a 36. It's stamped on the back, 36. These are Chicago screws. These are not like rivets. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. This will go well with jeans. This will go well with casual jeans. I will get a brown one. I'm not sure which kind, but this is guaranteed for 100 years. I'm very excited about this. This literally will be the last black belt that I ever purchase for the rest of my life. This is the kind of stuff my kids will fight over when I'm dead. So I'm excited about that. So I'll put that back in the bag. I'll hang that up. I'll treat this with mink oil before I let it sit for a couple days before I wear it. But this is called the everyday belt. So that's pretty cool. Pretty happy about that. All right, who else joined us since then? Let's see. Yeah, but the next thing I want to do is purchase a pair of selvage jeans made of Japanese denim. That's the key. I recently bought 2 pairs of Lee jeans called Modern Fit jeans. A little bit of stretch material in them. 34 waist, 32 inseam, and they fit beautifully. I got a dark denim, like a dark indigo pair, kind of like a stonewashed pair. It's cool. I don't know if you can see that, what's in there. Grapes, strawberries, cherries, blueberries. I'm excited. I had salmon last night for dinner. And there was so much left over that I had it for breakfast this morning too. Psyched. Very psyched. Blueberries. Blueberries. Seedless green grapes. I just keep stabbing till I get some. Tomorrow I'm going to have shredded beef for breakfast with 2 Spanish fried eggs. Some of that beef I will, probably a pinch of that beef I'll be eating raw. So, would I ever date a single mom? I can't say never across the board because I know what a lot of people say about single moms. I have dated single moms. They were more difficult to deal with than just single women. But just regular single women who don't have kids bring their own set of difficulties. They're not easier than the single moms. Single moms just have, it's not that they're worse, it's that they're different than, you know? Mm-hmm. But long story short, I'm not into dating anymore. I'm looking for a woman to marry, not to date. So dating days, my days of like wasting time, getting to know each other's families, going out to dinner, doing things, my days of doing all that shit are done with. I'd rather spend time by myself and invest in myself. Building together, I keep telling you guys this all the time, that um, you need to vet a woman for her ability, propensity, and desire to build. But I want you to keep this in mind. Building together equals growing together, not just enjoying time together. I know a lot of women who just want to have fun. A lot of have fun. I'll get a text or two tonight from women who just want to have fun. I'm like, hey, I'm tired, going to bed early, and I'll make up some excuse. Just not interested. Since I started going to bed early, I'm a party pooper, which means that most women don't even want to bother with me anymore because I go to bed. I would rather meet a girl for a cup of coffee than meet a girl for a cocktail. And I've been that way for several years now. To me, the night culture with a woman, I don't know. But then again, too, I'm the guy that likes morning sex better than night sex. Why do you have sex at the end of the day when you have like least amount of energy, but in the morning when you have the most energy? You know what I'm saying? All right, use your head, bros. Use your head. So yeah, I'm interested in building with a woman. I know guys. Had who married a woman who has a kid or kids or whatever, and she can't have any more kids. And many times, guys love. Uh, a guy might want a family, and that might be his only chance to have a family. So I'm not against that. I'm not against that. My brother Tony dated a woman, had a boy, and he was a young boy when they met, and kind of grew up. And I don't know, and they broke up. And he's an older boy now, but I can tell you one thing, that Tony had a big effect on that boy's life. Big effect. I know that for a fact. If I had that boy on here for an interview, who I think now he might be a teenager now, and to be honest, he probably only has great things to say about my brother, because my brother took him everywhere. My brother had to run errands. The boy went with him. You know, the boy went with Tony to go pick up stuff, and Tony had to just run out somewhere. Yeah. So I think it was fulfilling for the boy because he got to be around a positive role model, which my brother was with this boy. And then Tony got a chance to kind of practice his fathering, so to speak, because he has no children. And, so he had a chance to live a life where he could affect the life of a young man. And I thought that was pretty cool. So, and when he and the girl broke up, first thing I thought of was the boy. What's going to happen to the boy? Now here's the boy, since mom's being a whack job and being the one that's just kind of like serially sleeping around, has these serial boyfriends. Like, who the hell is she with now? That the boy has to like accept that man. Um, Tony was fortunate that he got that boy when the boy was in a very impressionable age. That boy was very fortunate that his mother started dating my brother when he was at a very, very impressionable age. I do think as that boy gets older, like becomes a teenager, gets a car, you know what I mean? Like when leaves the house and everything. I think he will be visiting my brother Tony. I do. I do believe he will come over to Tony's house and have a beer with him, do a cookout, stuff like that. And I think it's going to me, I think it's going to bring tears to my brother's eyes when that boy says to him, you meant so much to me, you have no idea. I think that's what's going to happen. I do. So in a sense, I do believe that Tony was a very good steward of the time that he had with that young man, the 6 years or whatever it was that he had with that young man, that were very formative and influential years in this boy's life, that this boy is not going to forget. I don't care who the mom is dating right now. That boy is not going to forget the time with Tony. Tony as his father, stepfather, whatever you want to call it. And I know my family, I never met the boy, but I know my mom and dad, bought Christmas presents for him. Kind of stuff. That's what I think. So I think Tony, as much as the breakup might have hurt him and spun his head around, I think her boy is going to come around and say, dude, you were like a father to me. I think that night Tony's going to cry himself to sleep. That's just my opinion, knowing my brother. So if my brother Tony is watching this tonight, Tony, just be sure and know that you affected his life like no other man. Your principles and lifestyle and temperament rubbed off on him, and there'll be times in the future when you spend time with him where you're going to see part of yourself, his behavior and his reactions. So would I ever date a single mother? It varies. Is it different than dating a woman who's had no kids? Let me tell you something. I've dated women who have no kids, and they are a fucking bag of cats. A fucking bag of cats. I've dated women who've had children, and I'll tell you what, they got their shit together because they have to. They have to. So, am I promoting it? No. Am I promoting the other way? No. I'm presenting the truth of both things because I've done both things. I don't know. I guess that was the long way around of answering the question. So, I hope that helps. Daniel says, I married a single mom. It's been the best choice I've ever made. That's what I'm talking about, Daniel. That's what I'm talking about. Because there's so much shit all over YouTube about marrying a single mom. Let me tell you what, shit travels faster than anything else. Shit travels faster than sugar. That's just the way it is. Shit travels faster than sugar. If I did a stream tonight on dating a single mom is like hell, this stream would have like 500 people watching right now. Okay, and by morning would have like 5,000 to 10,000 followers. That I know to be true. So, but if you go negative, you get all the bullshit. You get. And do I really want those kind of people following me? People who want the sensationalism? I don't. I don't. I don't answer any questions about the 21 convention. I don't know. What other questions do you have tonight? This is Daybreak Tobacco. And a Bones pipe. This is good. Are there any virtuous women out there? Yes, there is. There are virtuous women. Let me tell you about virtuous women. You attract them. You don't chase them. You don't. How do you know if a woman's virtuous? What happens is if you live a virtuous life and make yourself publicly known, not a playboy, a woman will be attracted to you. Many women will be attracted to you. So then you have your choice of many women. At that point, you get to know the women and you get to choose the one that works in your favor, the one that wants to build with you. Remember, building together equals growing together. And a virtuous woman is about growing and building. I did that experiment a couple of years ago on Bumble and Tinder, where I put up a profile that said, "Looking for a good time, not a good wife." And I got, within the first hour, about 60 to 70 women that just want a good time. 2 months later, I put up same exact pictures and everything, but changed my profile. My profile said, "I'm looking for a good wife, not just a good time." 2 women responded. So what does that tell you? There's more women out there that just want to fuck around. And that, whatever. So did I enjoy being 60 better or 30 better? I like both. I love every stage of my life, Alex. Every stage. A lot of people are trying to get me to say that I like this better or that better, but I love every stage of my life. Yeah. Building together is what you want. Find a woman who wants to build. Building equals growing. Building together equals growing together. That's a key phrase right there. Eric Bonfield talks about referencing your brother Tony. I was a stepfather to an incredible little girl for a decade. The mother and I divorced. I miss that kid every day. Yeah, you will, because you put so much time into it. But you know what, dude, Eric? That child will seek you out. That child will seek you out. And the virtue that you displayed in that relationship will have shaped that woman. And she will admit that to you when she's older, when she seeks you out independently of her mother. Yeah. Daniel Barnett says single moms that are good to their children don't want drama because they need someone to build right away. They don't have time for games. That is so true. That is so true. So when a woman is vetting for, 6 foot height, 6 foot abs, 6 figures, all of that shit means nothing if the man can't bring peace into the household. The reality is when a man dates a single woman, he ends up spending more time at her house than at his house. So when the biological father gets the kids, then the mother can come over and they play house and whatever. Until then the man has to become part of her household. That's kind of like the hard part of it. I did that once 40 years ago, and that was difficult. I know what that's like. Believe me, my friends. This is not teaching you're going to get from the manosphere. This is not the kind of teaching you're going to get from the manosphere. The men's development arena is a group of men who are interested in helping you, not putting you down. We don't want a bunch of videos that put men down and make fun of other men. There's nothing savage about that. The only thing you're doing is showing how immature you are. That's all. That's all. And remember, digital is forever. Digital. If you do shitty videos about men, those men will eventually have their weight. I don't give a shit what you say. There's a couple guys that I want to fuck up, and that doesn't have an expiration date. I just quietly sit back and wait. That's all. Douglas says, what kind of shirt is this? This is a kind of a safari or a desert shirt. It's by Morel. Show you real quick. It is a a material that if it gets wet, you can literally wring it out, shake it a few times, and it becomes dry. It has a zipper pocket here for keys, wallet, money, that kind of thing. I just keep it open as a vent. On the side, you can see it. On the side, I have a zipper vent. I keep that open. And on the other side, I have a zipper vent, and I keep that open. On the sleeves, my sleeves roll up, and they are held up by this. Okay, so it's a super light material. Literally, it's light. I feel the air just blowing through it. I have a fan on me right now, and I feel the air coming through it. So for hot weather, it's wonderful. If I have to cross a river or a stream, I literally, all I have to do is take it off, wring it out, shake it a couple times, and it's 100% dry. If I want it to cool me, I soak it in water, wring it out halfway, put it back on, and the evaporative cooling will keep me cool. It also provides me with 90 SPF. So that's what I love about this shirt. It's just your classic shirt. It's, this shirt is literally like 10 years old. It'll last me another 10 years, minimum 10 years. So, and I wear it with a pair of cargo shorts. I love it. It's by Morel, and it's called a OptiFit shirt. Yeah, it's great. I love it. So life is good. Life is good. You will do fine. You will do fine if you learn from your mistakes and apply those lessons to the future mistakes. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. No more gloom and doom. Well, red pill logic is good. Let me tell you what. There's a difference between the manosphere and red pill thinking. Manosphere is a bunch of weird, dysfunctional goofballs. Prove me wrong. The red pill lens is a way of looking at the world that says, okay, I'm viewing the world as it is now, not how I want it to be. So what I know to be like one woman told me, a guy tells me that a woman says that a guy told her, you are my everything. Now, to the average guy, he thinks he's saying something cool, right? Honey, you are my everything. You know what the girl's response was? Dude, that fucking creeped me out. Like, a woman doesn't want you to be her everything. That's what freaks women out. They want you to have your own life and your own mission. They will gladly join you if you can recruit them and attract them into your mission. It's true. I will tell you about red pill kids. Um, my kids were raised in a Christian home. My kids went to public school, but I will tell you that they also had a father who doesn't believe the news and stopped watching the news. So they learned to have a healthy skepticism. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. Jack Jorgensen Yes, I was just talking to somebody about how you can mod a lot of tools. I love how you mod the Opinel. It's beautiful. And the Opinels are beautiful, how you can mod them. There's so many things you can do with it. For instance, this the $12 axe that I got at Harbor Freight. A lot of people will just put linseed oil on the hickory handle. What I did was I took a torch and I blackened it, wiped off the like the char, and then I put lard, literally pig fat, on it to preserve it. Okay, so it's kind of a muted black. It's not a shiny black. It's muted. Okay, okay. This coating is a powder coating that was put on it at Harbor Freight, and then I took a file and I made a really badass. Like, it had a shitty edge on it, and I took a file. Now this thing could cut. I mean, I could just barely touch my finger with it. So what I need to do now is, here's the end of it right here. I want to literally just take all that down. I want this whole thing to be silver, and I want the hammer part to be silver. So this is a great wood splitter. It's also, you could put it on a log and take a hammer or a mallet and use this as a wedge rather than letting the wedge fly off. So you have it with your hand. This was $12 at Harbor Freight, and I modded it yesterday. Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with it. I also got the, I don't even know if it's here. I used it already once. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's not here, but I have a folding saw. Here it is, from Harbor Freight, and I'm using it as a camp saw. Looks like a giant jackknife. You push this button, and this opens up and locks into place. And it's like a pruning saw. But what I need to do is, you got, like, everything you get from Harbor Freight, you have to mod. Don't think that stuff is ready to use when you get it. You got to mod it. Like, for instance, this looks like a badass blade. Don't fool yourself. It's not. I need to take a thin file and go through each tooth and optimize it. And the same, did you ever see how to sharpen a chainsaw? Like that kind of unit that will sharpen this. And that will make this thing cut anything. But what I love about it is I love to press the button and it folds. I love it. Put that in your pack. Put that in your pack, and you are all set for a magnificent, so a absolutely magnificent weekend with fires. Wow. I put a bunch of fruit in a cup, an ice cube, and some whiskey and some club soda, and it was magnificent. All right, so what is the one thing that stands out in your mind about tonight's lesson? Tell me. Tell me some of the things that you learned tonight that are valuable that you will put to work in your life. Because if I'm going to be just another YouTube bullshitter talking shit, then why should I even have a channel? 75% is shit on this platform. Let's get real. We waste time watching bullshit that teaches us how to hate. Okay. What I want to do is teach you how to love your fellow man, stick up for yourself, be the best you can be, or as they say, the best version of yourself. What did you learn tonight? Putting people down isn't the way. That's good. Teenage couples does not last forever. Just broke up this morning. Okay. Live a virtuous life and you will attract virtuous women. I attract virtuous women. I do not attract whack jobs. And that is such a beautiful thing. You should see the choice of women that I have. You should see. Beautiful women. And I always say this, so many beautiful women, so many little time. But the idea is that you attract virtue. I know you don't. I know you're just joking about Rich, and I know you don't hate him. Rich is a good guy. Don't let some of the tough exterior. Let me tell you why Rich is tough, because some of the problems he encounters are really tough. That's all. So tough problems require a tough response. How to shake a woman's hand. The manosphere thinking is suspect. Single mothers are different from single women. Yeah. They're not worse or better, they're just different. Can a virtuous woman have a double-digit notch count? She can if she gets her shit together, and then you have to deal with her past. But, any woman that gets me is going to get a guy that's been around. So that door, in a sense, swings in that direction. Peg Bell says, building together equals growing together. That's wonderful. Yeah. And that's a truth. I just want you to think that, like this morning or yesterday's video when I said, I want you to think cities are shitholes. Shitholes are cities. Just equate them. So I want you to equate certain things. Building together equals growing together. Yeah. What else did you learn from tonight? What did I teach you that's going to stand out? I know my teaching isn't for everybody. And that's okay. I've come to realize it. That's wonderful. Think and live congruously. It's a nice way to live because you don't have to like remember how to act or live in front of certain people. Whiskey, soda, and fresh fruit. Yeah, that's a great combo. Yeah. Oh, Jason says, I'm on crack. No, I've never done crack. Can't say that I have. Done many things, but I've never done crack. Your future is whatever you want it to be, correct? You don't have a script. Quiet Trash says, build yourself and everything will come. Social boundaries. A friend kissed me on the cheek real loud. Her husband was in the next room. All of a sudden, I felt rude and uncomfortable. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why. It's a stolen kiss. That's why. Because she belongs to another man. Would you want your woman kissing another man? Now, I've been there, done that. And it's not a good feeling. Life is chapters, and you can start a new chapter. You can't wait to try Angel's Envy whiskey. You're gonna like it. It's really good. I had the bottle here. I don't know where it is. It's a beautiful bottle. Such a pretty bottle. Everybody, yeah, never be called Lisa. That's so true. Yeah. Life is good, and you are going to have some regrets, but you're going to have some great stories for your kids, your neighbors' kids, your nieces and nephews. Is vaping gay? No, I don't think so. happy and content at any age. That's so true. That's so true. Well, you guys are awesome. And you know what I'm going to do. It's about time I hit the sack. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and live with no regrets. Do the good things when you can. Minimize the bad shit, and you'll be fine. Life works out. I love you guys. Take care.